So it has come to my notice that there are some people who do not understand the difference between an orchestrator, an anchorman, and a destroyer defensive midfielder. No judgment to any of you guys there. I'm going to use this video to explain the difference between every single one of them, and hopefully after this video you understand the difference between all of them. Now before I start, there's a place in eFootball where you can actually check and understand the meaning of each and every playing style for any player in eFootball, and I will show the video right here. Now going forward, let's start with the anchorman. The anchorman is a type of defensive midfielder that drops deep to support the defense, to support the back line. You understand? So you know how silly, that's the reason why most people want an anchorman, because we know how silly our defenders can be sometimes. And an anchorman is this type of defensive midfielder that is very good defensively, very good defensively and physically as well, and drops deep to help the defense, to make sure that there are more people in the defense, in the back line, and help stop attacks, prevent attacks against your team. That's why people want an anchorman. Now an orchestrator is a deep line playmaker. Let me give you a few examples from real life. If you watch football real life, if you watch Pedri real life, that's an orchestrator. If you watch Vitinha real life, that's an orchestrator. Okay, and then in the past we have people like Pirlo, people like Xavi. These are orchestrators. These are deep line playmakers. They start to build up your attack from deep, which is the reason why this type of defensive midfielders have good passing ability, good ball controls and all of that, because their primary role of a deep line playmaker or an orchestrator is to build up your attack. Defending is just like a secondary role for them. You understand? That's why people, as good as orchestrators are in terms of defending, they are not really the best. They are not really people that you run to in terms of defending. Now a destroyer is also a good defensive midfielder that helps defensively. You understand? The thing is that destroyers go challenge against the opponent, with hard tackles and all of that, to make sure that they get the ball and prevent attacks against your defense. But the thing about destroyer defensive midfielders is that because of their goal with too much hard tackles, and because they are very aggressive, it is easy to beat them with passes. The moment you get the ball, you will see a destroyer defensive midfielder chasing against you, and once you pass the ball, if you're able to beat that defensive midfielder, for that defensive midfielder to recover is usually very difficult. All right, so once you beat that defensive midfielder, usually your defense becomes vulnerable to attacks. This is the reason why people prefer an anchorman defensive midfielder, because they will not go with hard tackles. Okay, they want to protect the back line, to make sure that they use numbers to dominate the back line and prevent attacks. That's the reason why anchorman is very important for a team. So I hope you guys understand the difference between anchorman, orchestrator, and destroyer defensive midfielder.